Hey guys, Zomfox here. Today we are back on PTCGL as we're going to be looking at another Delphox deck for Expanded. Now, a while ago I did the Delphox V Lost Box deck, but this time I wanted to use the Serena Delphox deck. Now, this is also a Serena Braixen deck, as both Braixen and Delphox have the same attack. Now, that attack is Flare Parade, which does 60 damage times the amount of Serena cards in your discard pile. Very similar to an Ethan's Typhlosion. It's a bit weaker since you don't have the base damage that Ethan's Typhlosion does, but it is still a very powerful attack. And with the Delphox, you also get Energy Crush, which does 50 damage times each energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon, allowing for some massive damage with certain instances or certain attacks. Now, this is going to be running the Bibarel Squovit engine. This is one of those where, especially since you're Expanded, you can use pretty much any engine you want, whether it be the Curlier, the Zoroark, the Pidgeot, this, Dunsparce, but I went with the Bibarel Squovit. It's a very fun one to use. You can use Squovit's ability to get down to one card in your hand, and then you can use Bibarel to get all the cards you want. And then there is a Luxray in here. The Luxray in here works because of the fact that you are running Reversal Energy, which obviously gives 3 energies of any type to an evolved Pokemon when you are down in prizes. And if you are down in prizes, you are able to place Luxray directly onto your bench, and it has 180 damage, being a very solid attack in itself. Now, this deck is based on Little Dark Fury and For the Win TCG's decks, though with some added differences. I ended up putting in Neutralization Zone, as you saw, and the biggest reason for that is just, in a lot of instances, when you're going against these big decks, especially now that we're in the Mega era, having a way to fully stop them from attacking, even if you just get one turn, is great. Now, supporters and all that, Lily's Determination threw that one in here instead of Professor's Research. Burnett is a really solid card to be able to get rid of the Serenas immediately, if you're able to. Iono, obviously, put an Arven in here because I added one Air Balloon to get switching a bit easier just so you don't get stuck and all that. But overall, that's pretty much the deck. So without further ado, let's get into some games. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get the best starting hand possible. This isn't the worst, as we can use the Level Ball. I have only one Level Ball in this deck, and the reason is because it is able to get you breaks in, so I do feel like there is a legitimate reason to use it. But there's really nothing else we can do here, so we're just going to end turn here. It's a shame we got Bidoof stuck in the active. Now, I believe it was For the Win added multiple VIP passes to his deck, as well as the Level Ball. I personally just feel like it's nice to have some other consistency cards, or not consistency cards, but other nice supporters and all that. But it is one that is definitely something you can trade, especially with things like Neutralization and the Air Balloon and the Arven. You can easily get rid of the Arven and the Air Balloon and throw in, let's say, 2 VIP passes or another Level Ball, because this deck does run 3 Buddy Buddy Poppins. You could easily add another one. Because what you want to do is you do want to go first with this deck. It is better to go first because you want to be able to start attacking in turn 2. So depending on what we get here, we can actually start attacking, just not to the best extent. Because of the fact we don't have any Serenas to discard power, we won't be able to use Flare Parade, which is why it's eh. Okay, let's see. That's not the best rare candy because we could have immediately gotten Delphox, actually. I just kind of forgot about that, but let's see. That's not that bad, honestly. That's not the worst in the world. If we had a rare candy, it'd be a lot better. Like, this isn't great, but it's not Horde. And we are going against some sort of electric deck. Looks like it's going to be some sort of Golem deck, I'd assume. So they only get one. Put it on the Alolan Geodude. Okay. They do use a switch, so they are going to be attacking. This is only going to do 10 damage, though. So, I guess I just want to put that out there instead. What does this one do? Does 10 damage to itself. I would imagine he would have used that to get the 30, but hey, I guess they're probably going to go for Graveler. But they only have 3 cards in their hand. Hopefully, they don't have too many things that can help them out. That's actually a sick top deck. So we're going to immediately use that. So we are able to attack if we get rid of the Serena. Honestly, I think that might be the call. Let's see. If we're going to discard 3 cards, I don't really think there's anything we can really... There's nothing really we should discard. I think what we're actually going to do is we are going to just attack. Because we can get the knockout. And even though you do play this deck from behind, I feel like since we're able to do it, I feel like it's just kind of fine to do this. So we'll throw Braixen out there. I'm just assuming we're not going to get knocked out next turn. We're going to burn that. We're going to check our deck real quick. Let's see. Okay, we have all 4 Serenas in deck. That's really solid. We only have 1 boss. One of them got prized. Let's see. We still have another Level Ball. I forgot how many I played in this one. We got the couple Buddy Buddy Poppins. Neutralization Zone is here. We still got a decent amount. Yep, we're going to do this. So now this attack is going to be doing 120 damage. Oh, I forgot I had Switch. I could have just used Switch. That's on me, but honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's fine. Like I said, the biggest thing with this deck is that it is a weaker version of the current Ethan's Typhlosion, which is a deck I do run. That's my deck that I run, but it is a weaker version of Ethan's Typhlosion. Ethan's Typhlosion guarantees you it's like 40 damage, and then it's plus 60. and it's only 1 energy, compared to this one, which is 2 for Braixen, but also 1 for Delphox. And the fact that Ethan's Adventure is just such a better card than Serena, because Ethan's Adventure allows you to get set up to where you can get your Quilavas, which get you Adventures, which then get you Typhlosions and more Quilavas, and you just keep going. Whereas Serena, the only time it's really useful to play is if you have a really low, weird hand that you don't have things you can really play, or you have multiple Serenas in hand because you discard stuff and then drop to 5. So I don't think there's a mana trick that he can use that can, attack, because this one just puts it into your hand. So I don't really think he's going to have any way to fully get me. Just got rid of the Golem again. He had a very small hand. That's why I was willing to make that attack to go for it, because now I can get the Electrike. Since I have 2 in the discard pile, I can go for the Electrike even without discarding my Serena, which I probably will use the Serena here. I might just get rid of the Braixen. I really don't want to. Depends what I top deck. Let's see. What does the Oricoro do? Shuffle your hand to your deck, then draw a card for each of its Pokemon. Okay. Not insane. Hopefully... Oh, he puts 1 on each? I don't know about that one. I would have probably put 2 on there, because then you could have Volt Wave for 50, use a 2-hit knockout, and you paralyze me, you force me to do some weird shenanigans. Even though I have the stuff that would work, if I... Not really, because I'm stuck with the reversal energy. But I know I could use that, throw it on the Bidoof. So that was a misplay on his part. He should have put 2 of them on Oricorio. I guess he's going to try to attack with a different Electros or something. That's fine. Not bad. We can't use that one, obviously. This is definitely a bit of a rough one, so we're going to play that just to get ourselves some more HP. Now, in terms of what we're going to do, I think we definitely need to Serena. Our deck is just not great, or our hand is not great. In terms of what I want to get rid of, at the end of the day, we need to get more Fennekin stuff set up. I'm going to risk it by getting rid of the Braixen and Luxray. Okay. Borderline worked, but not fully. Like, we can set up this other Fennekin, but now we have to wait till we get under prize cards, and we still don't have a Babero, which is really rough. But again, this is what's beautiful. Now I could use either one of these attacks, whichever one does more. It doesn't really matter, so we're just going to hit it with a Flare Parade just to hit it with it. But like I said, that's the beauty of the Delphox in this deck, is that, or that you use, is that it does both energy damage and just Serena damage. So you can potentially get some massive knockouts if you get lucky. But again, sadly, if we get a rare candy, it doesn't matter, because, we can, just do Flare Parade with 1 energy on it. So if we get a rare candy or an Arven to get a rare candy, we can just get the Delphox so we can attack no matter what next turn. But if not, they just use a generator. Man, they're really bricking hard. It's definitely rough for them over there. They might just have to use Pop-Up here. They attach the other card. Okay. I don't know what they're cooking with that Dynamo over there. Again, the one thing that is important, though, you are in Expanded. So you're not going against guaranteed Master Ball League players. But only 4 cards in hand, and it ends your turn. We'll take that. Another boss. That's not really good. And honestly, I kind of just want to KO this. I know I could boss, get rid of the Dynamo, get rid of the energies, but they're going to get those back anyway. And this Paralyze really does scare me. Hopefully it isn't a misplay, because I just don't know what the deal is. But we're going to use Flare Parade here, as well as the fact that if they do play a bulky GX Pokemon, it's going to make Energy Crush do more and more damage. And we have 2 Delphox in our hand. And like I said, we would have to get another energy to do this, but it's fine. Just not getting super lucky with our top decks, but neither are they, so it's fine. Electabuzz, so they at least get another basic. Attach for that one. Okay, they're going to search for evolution Pokemon, though. One good thing is the odds of them having like a big rare candy play are astronomically low, since they only have 2 cards in their hand. They get both, so it looks like they don't have it. So if we can just KO this. Should have retreated it. They should have retreated it into the Electabuzz just to get that, so they can evolve that and all that. But it is fine. Because I'd imagine they're going to go for the Electros to do something. Let's see. What does the Electros do? Thunderfang. Oh, wow. That's actually not a bad attack. Up to 400 damage. Yeah. Yeah, they should have retreated the Dynamo and then evolved in the Electric, because then it would force me to use a boss. And if I didn't have a boss, then I'd have to KO the Electabuzz, and they'd be able to do that. Instead, they're only doing 50 damage. So definitely a bit of a misplay on their part, as this really should be a guaranteed win for us. The reversal is actually huge, because worst case scenario, we can put it on this. In fact, because of where we are, I'm actually going to put it on this, because again, reversal energy provides at least 1. So now this guarantees we can attack with Energy Crush, which is really, really nice. And then for the sake of just doing it, we'll Energy Crush for 250. So really, really massive right there. And again, you're seeing the power of this deck in action, just not in the best way possible, because we haven't gotten lucky at those. Again, this thing with this deck being constructed is it's a lot about what do you want to do with the trainers. Because the energy, you're going to run 4/4 double turbo, and do remember, or double colorless, remember that. You can run double colorless. You do not have to run double turbo. Because you're an expanded, you can run double colorless, which does not have the 20 damage drop off that you deal with the other one. Okay, Electivire EX is Pokemon with 2 energy attack to it, does 100 damage more. They only have 1 energy on it though. Dual Bolt's 50 damage to 2. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna lose a Bidoof here. That's probably the right call, is to get rid of the Bidoof and then attack, and then I guess hit the Delphox. That's definitely the best way to do it. You could honestly justify hitting both Bidoofs, but okay. That's a bit of a weird one. I understand these are my main attackers, but you kind of want to get rid of my draw engine, because if I am able to kind of pull this off, it's going to be really bad for him. And the fact is, we cannot knock this out this turn, but we can next one. Honestly, I kind of do want a Nest Dash. I feel like I should. This hand just isn't great. I'm actually going to Burnett, though. It's a bit risky, but if there's some stuff I really don't need in here. They're not using anything to attack my bench, so I don't really need Manaphy. I don't need another Squovit. I think that's probably what I'm going to get rid of, because I might need the Vacuum. I could need the Rods. You know, you never know. Yeah, I would do that. Just get rid of those 2 cards. Again, that's what another great thing about Burnett. You just get rid of cards you just do not need. So maybe we get lucky here and we pull a Barrel. That'd be huge. Okay. Level Ball isn't the worst thing in the world, and we are actually going to use it. I feel like it is kind of worth it to use it just to get another Fennekin on the board, just to have it on the board. Again, because of the fact we have this one set up, we are able to just deal 180 damage here using Flare Parade thanks to the Serenas. And then we'll be able to KO it next turn with the other Delphox, and that'll get us the game. That's the prize map, is just knock out the Electivire. So, it's pretty much easy. But back to the trainer parts. Since you know what energies you're going to run in Pokemon, I like to run 4/4/4 all my decks. This one you really can get away with doing like a 4/4/3, even a 4/4/2. But I just like having the consistency of knowing that like I'm not going to get super unlucky with prizing. And even LDF's video, which was more about Braixen, he put in 2 rare candies for his deck. And if you're going to run 2 rare candies, but then like only 2 of the actual Pokemon, it's like, you know, not the best in the world. But yeah, I think he pretty much knows. I'd assume that it's over at this point. We're just going to hit him with the Delphox, and either one of our attacks should be able to knock it out. Well, either of them do knock it out, so we do get the W here. So big W the first game. Now, I have tested this deck out a bit yesterday, or the day before I'm posting this. Okay, well, I guess we get that for the sake of getting it. And we'll just hit it with the Energy Crush for the knockout. Beautiful, and that is game 1. But like I said, I played a bit of it yesterday. There were definitely some matchups where it's a lot about just getting consistently set up. The fact that we had an Ultra Ball and a Buddy Buddy Poffin definitely sucks in there. But it is what it is. We got the W, so let's head on to game number 2. Now we're going against a Hisuian Goodra deck. Now we actually got a really nice starting hand. The switch allows us to get out of this in the active, which is beautiful, and we got the Buddy Buddy Poffin. What does this one do? I know they're going to evolve it anyway, but just making sure we see. Now, I think that the best thing to do is just get 1 Fennekin and 1 Squovit. I think that is the call to do, just to guarantee we get some stuff going on. Don't have any energies or anything else. I don't really want to do anything else right now. I'm kind of going to stand pat with this hand. I don't think they're going to knock this out, and I'd rather this kind of tank it. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I'm going to switch. Yeah, I'd rather one of the Fennekins go down. Now, I do hope that at some point they add in the X and Y Delphox that had the Blaze Ball attack, which is more damage for each fire energy had on it. As you also had Delphox Break, which allowed you to get fire energies. That with Blacksmith allowed you to attach up to like 4 fire energies on a single turn, so you could start doing like some decent damage with that one. Even though in today's time it wouldn't be as good as it was back then, it'd still be pretty fun to use that one, but we'll see. Okay, we're seeing some Comfey engine. That's another engine I forgot you could also run. Though the biggest reason why you wouldn't is because of the fact that it puts stuff in the lost zone, not the discard pile, which obviously for a deck that relies on getting stuff in the discard pile like Serena isn't the best in the world. But it is still another engine you can run. Like I said in the last Delphox video, it is a very fun engine to run. Because it's a lot about making big choices and hopefully doing the right thing. But the Coal Resting here, they did VIP Pass. Important note, VIP Pass. Ooh, they lost a boss. That's really good. You get 2 basic Pokemon, so it is a much better version than Buddy Buddy Poffin, unless you were running like a lower deck. Like if you're running an evolution deck, Buddy Buddy Poffin is like almost always better. Oh no, we're just going to swap right back into another Fennekin. That's fine. Hopefully I get a nice top deck. There's a couple of top decks that would be really nice. A top deck with Barrel would be insanely good. Or even a Delphox would be really good. Or an Energy. Just something to guarantee that we can at least do something next turn. Because worst case scenario, the reason why you do use this Fennekin is the lead attack. The lead attack... sorry for that. The lead attack allows you to find a supporter card and then use it. Or not use it, but you get to find a supporter card. So if you're... And since we're in Expanded, you're not going to see that much Iono. So if you use it, you can get yourself a Serena, whether it to be to use it or to be just, like Ultra Ball fodder. So you can find a supporter or just a supporter you legitimately need, like a Lily's Determination. And obviously Lily's Determination in a lot of ways is a better research in some ways. I know that research would allow you to discard the energies, or not the energy, but the Serena, but I think it's overall better. Now let's see. Are they going to end their turn here? Because they have not attached anything yet, so I don't know if they're going to attach anything. Hopefully they don't. That'd be really nice. Okay, they do conceal cards, so they do lose 1 energy. That is a metal energy gone, and again, we got to keep track of what's in here. A Mirage Gate is really, really good. That's a really great card, so seeing one of those in there is nice. Because I don't know if this deck is going to play 4 of them. I know mine, I think, played like 2 or 3. We'll see. Another Escape Rope! Oh, man. Gotta love this. Remember, the one thing that is really good about the being expanded is you don't have to deal with the scoop up stuff, or like super scoop up, which would guarantee another 4 extra ones. So like you're kind of limited on your switches by about 4 compared to what you used to be. What they get rid of? Lost City. That's okay. Okay, actually that's really good because remember we do have Neutralization Zone, and it doesn't work for Radiant Pokemon, but it obviously does work for those ones. Ooh, they are going to be able to pull this off. Yeah. That's a shame. It does suck that we're going to lose the Fennekin, but that's fine-ish. It all depends what we get here. This next top deck / what we get from the Lilies is going to be really important, but we'll see. Because we need to knock this out, and it's not the most insane thing in the world to be able to knock this out. The only issue is that actually it is pretty bad. If we're not able to get any Serenas in the discard pile, because we need 2 of them in the discard pile, we are kind of cooked, and we're probably going to lose this matchup. Do have the Counter Catcher, which is nice. We can try and trap the Hisuian Goodra and force them to use some stuff, which honestly I feel like I might do. Let's see. We're going to get 8 cards from this. We need to get an Ultra Ball, 2 Serenas. Ooh, we need a lot for this to work. Hey, we risk it for the biscuit. Hey, we're going to do this because they're going to be able to switch back to Cramorant. That's the whole point of this deck. Wow, and we really did not pull it off at all, did we? That's a shame. But we can put the double colorless on here just to put it on there. And I guess we can just kind of switch. I'm just going to switch for the sake of switching, and we're going to switch into the Squilvet. Squilvet's less important than the Bidoof, obviously. So we'll just switch into that one, and this is damage, right? Yes, it is. So I'll put the Manaphy down. The Manaphy will be nice to have in here. We only have the 1 Fennekin, so I don't think it's really worth using that, and I'm honestly not gonna use Nest Dash. So we'll see. Really unlucky with that one. Again, with this deck, the thing to note, you can't really trap Lost Box because they just play so many switch cards that the odds of them having a way to get out of the Goodra is just almost a guarantee. But we are probably going to lose this matchup. Them being able to pull off the Cramorant, getting their whole bench state set up is really bad. Especially once they get that Sableye up and active, it's going to be really rough for us if we can't evolve. So we're probably going to lose this matchup, but, not going to only show the wins. If we get an L here, it is an L. Hopefully they go a bit faster. They should not be taking this long. This is pretty obvious in what to do. Yeah, you just get the knockout here. You take that knockout, and it's nice. Though, not getting anything else in here is a bit questionable because you do need to get up to 10, I believe. Yeah, it's 10 to use that one, so at least that's okay. And then this one, you just need to have it. Neutralization Zone is not really that good right now because you don't have anything really for it. Reversal Energy isn't great, but honestly, it's not. I'm not really against putting it on the Bidoof just so we, don't deal with switch trapping, so I think I'm going to do that. I could Iona them to 4 and get me to 6. I think that's what I'm probably going to do. I think that is the better call here is to Iona, just to kind of hurt them a bit. So we'll just do that. Worst case scenario, we'll just lead. Okay, that's huge. That is huge. We actually got something useful. And we got another something that's useful in the Buddy Buddy Poffin. I guess we'll just do this just to have these. I could have gotten 2 Fennekins, but it is what it is. I guess we'll put this on here. We will Nest Dash. We got to try and get a Braixen or an Ultra Ball. That's pretty much what we're doing. We're trying to get some way to attack. If I can't, I am just going to switch out the Goodra and hope they don't have a way to switch out of it. Okay, the Braixen is nice. Another Fennekin is beautiful. But again, we literally have no Serenas in the discard pile, obviously, so this is doing literally 0 damage. So it's a shame that this is what it is. So I'm definitely going to have to counter catch, and I'm just going to have to hope they don't have a way to switch out of this. Since we did put him to 4, so we'll just end our turn there. That's a shame. It is a shame we did that, and I did want to evolve in the Braixen just so... I shouldn't have. That's a misplay on me. I should have kept the Braixen in hand. I could have used it for the next turn. And what I should have done is I should have kept the Braixen in hand. Wait, let me make sure about this. When did I use Braixen? got from these scissors. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. The reason I shouldn't have done that is I could have held it and then used a lead to guarantee to Burnett to where that next turn I could get rid of 2 of them, and then I can be attacking for at least 120 next turn. But yeah, it depends what they have here, because in terms of switch cards that they have used, they've used only 2, so they should have another in hand, unless they got really unlucky with prizing and stuff. Attaching is good. They don't have enough to do Mirage. Wow, we trapped him! That's insanely unlucky. To not be able to switch it all right now is really unlucky. Granted, we're also a bit unlucky right now that we got in here. Pokemon, we don't really have anything to do here. We're just going to Nest Dash again. We got to get a Burnett. Please get us a Burnett. A Burnett would be massive. We need to be able to start attacking. Oh, that's not a Burnett. That's not the worst thing in the world, though, because we can guarantee another Braixen, and I think... Ooh, do I want to use this, though? I might want to use that. That gets us 60. We are weak to this. This is going to do 60, so it's fine. You're putting switch one of their Pokemon with the bench Pokemon. That's actually fine. I think we do Serena here. It's not... I know Lily's better. We need to get some of these out of here. I think it's best to do this. And we have to do this now because of the fact you have to discard 3. I believe it's 3 you have to do, right? Discard up to 3. Okay. That's my bad. I didn't have to do that, but it's fine. Because we actually pulled the exact thing we needed. I'm still okay with that. We get to do 60 damage. It's not much, but it's honest work. Because depending on what we get next turn, we could actually get lucky enough to be able to knock this out if this is still stuck up there. Because if we get super lucky and we're able to discard, you know, a couple more, we're fine. Because 2 more is doing 180, and 180 is getting the knockout, obviously. Hopefully they're bricking still, because again, they have to switch out of this one. And the important thing is now that we are set up to start attacking, this is why you do play this deck from behind usually. We got really lucky with the last matchup, this one not so much. And we're stuck! Wow, we are getting really lucky they're bricking this hard. This is huge, because this means we get to live 2 of these. So that's really nice. So we're just going to evolve right there. We are going to use the double colorless. Double colorless is just better because it's, you know, guaranteed to work instead of somewhat works. We're going to Nest Dash. Obviously, remember, you Nest Dash before you Scissors unless you have stuff in your hand you really don't want to get rid of. Okay, we don't really need that. Hopefully we get something good here. We need to get some... Okay. Oh, man. We're still getting relatively unlucky with all these ones. This is definitely not what you want to see. I think we're just going to burn the level ball just to burn it. We'll put this in our hand, but we're just doing this to burn it. Really unlucky that we're just not pulling what we need. But we do get to use Energy Crush now. Again, it's really nice we get to do 100 damage. So we get the knockout next turn guaranteed no matter what because we are doing 60 damage with Braixen. But it is a shame because this is like a battle of like a brick, like a total bricking versus pretty much bricking but can still do something. So they get that to get rid of the energy. That's honestly a good call. I know some people might say it's questionable because they could have just attached it to then attack. I actually like that call from them because of the fact you get 2 extra cards. What you need to do is switch. You need to switch to either get your Comfey engine running or to get your Cramorant back attacking as the Cramorant, because I'm weak to it, does one-shot me. So that's what you need to do, because that Sableye is doing nothing. Now, attaching there, that is desperation. That is putting something there so you can retreat later. Oh, we're still getting unlucky here. That's a shame. Honestly, I guess we'll put a reversal on here. Just make it to where we can switch out no matter what. There's really nothing for us to Lost Vacuum here, so we're just going to use Nest Dash again. Hopefully we get something good, because the way it's looking like we prized a lot of Serenas. I know I could have checked the deck, but it's more fun than not. Looks like we prized a decent amount of them. Okay, we can Ultra Ball. That's actually not bad. We don't need Buddy Buddy Pop, and we do not need Rare Candy right now, so we can do this. We can get ourselves a Delphox, and we can check here. So, we still have 2 more in there. We're just getting really unlucky, but that's fine. We'll do this, hit them on there, and we'll Iono them. Even though Ionoing isn't the greatest thing, it's going to get us more, and we need to be able to keep one-shotting, and we're not guaranteed one-shots. So it's definitely a riskier call there, but I think it's okay to do it right here. We did not get lucky. We can Ultra Ball. We really don't need the Barrel and the Super Rod. This is going to bite me in the back. Oh, we don't have it. Oh, that's unlucky. Man, our prizing is rough. That means we prize 2 Delphox and a Serena. That's rough. But we get the knockout. We're going to use this just because it's more fun to just use the Flare Parade. That's the attack we're mainly talking about in this video. So on the board. Now, this is going to be hopefully good. There's almost nothing bad here. And that's solid. That's solid. We get one of the cards we wanted. We got the Delphox. It's really nice. We're down to 11 cards. There's only 2 Serenas in there. The fact that we haven't pulled it is so wild. But now they're going to be able to get at least 2 Flower Seeking off. Because now this is where it gets... You need to do multi-prizes. Because the way they're going to view it to us... Well, it depends. Because we have been so unlucky with Serenas, they're not... If we had one more Serena in the discard pile, they would be forced to play this so much differently. Because of the fact they'd be forced to have to get knockouts every single turn, meaning that they'd have to guarantee a cram kill every turn, or just try to set up Sableye. Because Sableye obviously does the nice 12 damage counters, which is a KO on this and puts half on the Barrel, and you can just do some really funny stuff. Because we have Manaphy, or you can use Shaman, you're able to be protected from this to where they can't do it on the bench Pokemon, which is really nice. But they're getting 2 more cards in here. They're getting close to Mirage Gate. They're going to be 1 short of Mirage Gate. They lost a Switch card. That's rough to lose a Switch card. That's a really good card that you want to have for this. So let's see. What are they going to cook up here? Are they just going to pass? If they pass, we win the game. It's as simple as that. If they pass, we win the game, barring like a total colossal failure at some point. Because then we're going to be able to get into 3 prize cards. So then they're going to have to knock out all 3 of our Braixen / Delphoxes back to back to back. And the odds of them doing that are just pretty low. Lose a Jet Energy. Okay. They must have a switch. Like, they surely have a switch. Because you should have Jet Energied the Cram to guarantee some damage. But this is going to get a Mirage Gate. So now they're going to be able to have access to Mirage Gate. That's definitely rough. But they're still going to be too shy on the Lost... What is it called? I forgot. Lost Mine. So they're going to be too shy. What else they put in here? Ultra Ball, Manaphy. Useless cards. So... Good call by them to get rid of those cards. Ultra Ball really does nothing for them right now. Like, right now. Surely you put both of them... You're going to put, I don't know, maybe one in the Goodra and then one in the Comfey to be able to retreat. Yep, that's what I expected. Not shocked at all. You're going to put the Cram out now so the Cram can get the KO on Delphox so you can be back up on prize cards. That's the right call if you do that. Surely he does that, right? Surely? Okay, switch card. So... I don't know why you put it there then. Because, okay, setting up the retreat. That's my bad. Setting up the retreat for next turn. Not a bad call. So spit innocently, that sucks. We do need to get another KO on a Goodra, but at least this is going to go down, which is going to be really nice. We'll get another Delphox. And again, because you have the Luxray, if they are ahead in prize cards... Oh, that's right. That's my bad. I forgot this attack isn't affected by weakness. That is actually huge. That's the case. Man, I can't believe how unlucky we are at this. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to throw a Neutralization Zone. I'm going to throw it down. It might be not great for us, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm just going to do this. Because of that, we do have this pair. As long as these don't get knocked out, we are able to literally just keep on going. And again, we still haven't pulled it. Are you serious? Oh, at least we have Energy Crush. If we did not have Energy Crush, we would be so cooked right now. Because we have gotten so unlucky. We still have 2 Serenas in that deck, and we haven't pulled them. Please give us a Serena here. That's not bad. That's fine. That gets rid of both Serenas. So now we can guarantee 180 every turn. That's huge. And we have Neutralization Zone out, which works for EX and V Pokemon. I believe it works for GXs as well, because it has a Roblox thing, though it doesn't work for Radiance. I believe it works for those 2. Okay, he does get the V-Star out finally. What is it? Heal all damage to this Pokemon. Okay, that's actually really bad, because we don't have a way to one-shot unless they put too many energies on it. This takes 80 less damage. Oh, that's rough. And they do vacuum away the Neutralization Zone. That's also rough. This could be bad, guys. This could be bad. We need to be able to two-shot this thing, but because it has the V-Star ability, it's going to be really rough for us to pull this off. Honestly, it's looking like we might lose this. It all depends. Yep, they're going to get the Mirage Gate. Unless they got really unlucky and they ended up not having another Metal Energy, we're going to lose this probably. Hold up. Wait a minute. Why did you do that? Ah, that's what he had. Okay. He had the Raihan. Because the thing is, we can't really do much against this because of the fact that we don't do enough to one-shot it. Unless he has too many... Wait, how many energies do you have? Oh my god, he may have misplayed. He may have misplayed putting too many energies on the field. Delphox is going to be able to one-shot that. Minus, obviously, the 80, but because we have 2 Delphoxes, we can do this. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. 6 times 5 is 300 damage. So we're doing 300 damage, so it's going to be 80 less, so it's going to be 220, meaning he's going to have to use V-Star ability, meaning we can pull this off. Because the V-Star is only 2, I believe. It's not 3 like the other one, which does suck. The math... We need to get another Fennekin out, and I don't know if we have another Fennekin. That's the thing. Let me check to make sure we have another Fennekin. We do not... We're going to... Well, we have the Super Rod, so we're going to have to Super Rod this, and that's completely fine. This is coming out immediately. We need to Super Rod the Fennekins. We need to set up one more. That's what we need to do, is set up one more Fennekin. So we're going to Super Rod. We're going to get back the entire line. Can't get rid of the whole... We can't back the whole line. Inspect board. We do have the rare candy in hand, so I think it's probably... I forgot I'm literally in my discard pile. I'm trying to look. We have used one... I think, no, we're fine. We only need the Energy Crush for this, so I think that's actually okay. So now we can Burnett, and we can Burnett away the 2 Serenas that we somehow still have in here. That's good. And now we can Nest Dash, and then we can get ourselves the Industrious Scissors, and unless we get really unlucky, we should pull at least one Fennekin. We do pull a Fennekin, and we get the Luxury, which again could be a useful bit. So we'll take that, and now we can just hit a... Oh, it's... Why is it doing... Oh, that's right. I thought it was doing something weird. Oh, no, we're not losing in prize cards. Oh, it's my bad. I forgot about that. I forgot we're not losing in prize cards. I should have put the other one... Oh, it's a misplay. Okay, well, bottom line is this. They still have to do something with this. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Because if they don't use the V-Star ability, they lose. Because then they're going to knock us out. We're going to hit them with the Delphox, and they're going to have to get 2 prize cards in 1 turn, which they really can't as long as I have all Fennekin. That's the issue. They have to get a KO. They have to get a double KO, or they have to get a KO with what's it's called? Sableye. So if they can pull it off, they're fine, but then they have to fully recharge Goodra. It's going to be close. This is going to be a really close one. This is a really good game. I might only have to do one more. I might only have time for one more. I was planning to do 4 for this, but this is a really good game, so I might only do 3 battles. But this is going to be a good one, because this is a lot determined what he does here. What he should do, he should use his V-Star ability and then go for the knockout on this. You get the knockout on this. Well, you can't really do that. You should use the V-Star ability. He should have used the V-Star ability there, and then retreated to Sableye, got the double knockout because it's damage counters, because that way I'm down to my 2 Delphoxes, and then I can get the 1. Oh, I misinputted! I misinputted! Oh, no. Okay, at least there's that. That's still a bad misinput. There's a misinput. It's a misinput! Calm down! It's a misinput. Was there a... We'll play that and put it onto the bench just to have it there. Like I said, I can't believe I misinputted like that. It's really bad. It was misinput. It was misinput. Okay. This is for all intents and purposes for the game, so I'm going to Burnett here. Because I need to guarantee we get the energy. We do not need the Vacuum or the Ultra Ball anymore. Just get rid of those. This puts these at the bottom. This guarantees us that energy. I think unless we get unfathomably unlucky, this guarantees us energy. Like, it'd have to be literally the 2 bottom cards, or else we're fine. Yeah, we're fine here. Okay. Because this isn't enough to knock it out, obviously. It only does 100, so we're going to have to retreat, which does suck. But he also can't one-shot this. So I think we're still fine even with that misplay, because then we get the knockout here. That's why I needed to use the ability. I don't think he fully realized it, that we have Energy Crush. Because when you see this deck, so many people only factor in the Flare Parade. But now we get the other 2 cards we need. But it's really the Energy Crush that's the killer. Now, Reversal is offline. That is a rough that we got stuck with that. But again, since we have the Delphox, we can still use Flare Parade at the very least to get us that 180. And because we can get rid of the sooner, we need 240. So, it looks like we won. I don't think there's anything he can do to get the W, because of the fact that Manaphy is at 70 HP, and the fact that we were able to evolve the Fennekin to Braixen means that there is no way, unless he has some wild, like, bomb stuff that he can do, we should win the game right here. There's no way he can knock out 2 of our Pokemon, which is why you have to run a Manaphy. Yes, damage counters are annoying, but the actual damage is why you use the Pokemon like it, and he concedes. So we got the W. That was a great game. Misplays from both parties, but in the end, we got the W. We were able to outplay them. We were able to get really lucky. I don't think they played that many Switch cards, but let's head on to another one. Now, it looks like we're going to be going against a Mega Gardevoir deck. I can't confirm 100%, but they had, like, Bianca's Devotion. They had multiple Psychic Energies, and they start off with a Mew. So it looks like we're going to go against that. Now, we actually have a really solid starting hand for going second. We can Level Ball to immediately guarantee that we get a Fennekin out. we can Lilies. Yes, it would suck to not be able to do anything with the Serena, but it is what it is. Now, Neutralization Zone can be really good for this matchup depending on what ends up happening. Putting that at the front is a decision. I think you would rather keep the Mew out there just because you don't want the Ralts to go down. Granted, I'm not... Oh, that's huge. Buddy Baby Puff, and that is massive. Now we probably don't even really need to use Lilies, I don't think. Let's see. We can get both these on the bench immediately. We can level ball for... yeah, we can probably get rid of the Lost Vacuum. I think, honestly, that might be what I'm going to do. Just to get a Serena in the discard pile, I think that might be what I do here. Because it's going to get us 5, or draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. If we do this... this is a tough call, because we could do this, and what we do is get rid of the Vacuum, and maybe even the Lilies. No, I think we'll just do this. I think it's, we're at the beginning. Yep, okay, wow, we almost got the exact same thing we had. I don't think we're going to need this Manaphy, so I don't want to put it down, you know, for no reason. We do have the Arven. So if we do not get Iona next turn, we guarantee to get our board state set up. As long as Air Balloon isn't prized, we can then Arven for the Air Balloon and Ultra Ball. Snap of the fingers, you have a barrel, Squelbet going up, and we'll have 2 Braixen out there and potentially go for the Delphox. Oh, and they're bricking! Oh, we love to see that. And we get another Buddy Poffin. I think it's probably best to set up one more Fennekin. Actually, instead of a Bidoof. Because we can't play Luxray anyway until they put it down, so we're just going to do this. Arven, please tell me we're not unlucky. Please tell me we didn't get unlucky. Massive. We have the Air Balloon, so we can get a knockout this turn. That is huge. Or not a knockout, but we can do some damage here, which is really nice. Because we haven't gotten rid of any of these, but we can get rid of this, so... We'll do this, and it's going to be risky. I'm just going to make the call. They don't have anything at the tax bench outside of maybe, you know, the Scream Tail or whatever. And we'll get ourselves a barrel. That's huge. So we can start doing this whole draw state. We can double evolve and then use them to maybe get lucky. Because, I mean, hey, we get like an Ultra Ball Serena again. We can pull it off. So now we'll Nest Dash to get down to 1 card. Hopefully it's a good one. Oh, that's part 1. If we get a Serena, this is pretty much GG. Because then they're going to be totally screwed. Oh, and they live. They got incredibly lucky. I don't know if they realize how lucky they are. We pretty much would have won the game if we gotten that, but it's fine. We'll Flare Parade for 60. It's a shame we don't get the knockout, but it's fine. So we'll just hit him with the Flare Parade. If we had gotten a Serena there, we're able to get a knockout on that Ralts, meaning that there is legitimately nothing they can really do, because then they have to set up another Ralts and try to get that going. Now, they could have Rare Candy and do something there, but I don't know. They're attaching to that Mew, which is good for us. I don't know what they could have in their hand to really have bricked this bad, because, man, this is really unlucky for them. But we'll take that. We got Neutralization Zone. I'm not going to use it right now. I don't really think there's a reason to use it now. Let's see. Is there something... I do kind of want to get a Delphox, and I kind of, you know, I guess we'll throw the Neutralization Zone down. And we'll just do this. We'll get a Delphox out. We got to start the Delphox train going. We'll put one on the bench just to have it on the bench because we're going to get the knockout with this anyway. And then we'll use Industrious Scissors. Then we can use Squelbit if we really need to. Okay, that's actually pretty good. We will take that. So we'll attach this to this one. We have another Delphox to evolve here. We can discard a Serena as well as a Serena. We might need the Vacuum, so I'm going to do this just to do this. And we'll get 5 more. Wow, that's like really not bad. And then we'll just Flare Parade for the knockout. Beautiful. And now we're able to one-shot the Mew EX, which is beautiful. This is going great. Again, we got really lucky that they're bricking. But sometimes you just got to get a bit lucky. We get a Fennekin. That's not bad. Not bad. If they do genome hacking, they can't, you know, they're using an EX Pokemon, so I don't think it works, even though it's, you know, weird how it works. But also it's based on the discard pile, which I don't have anything. And now energy-wise, we will be killed with Energy Crush. So, yeah. Are they going to have anything else? Because if they don't play anything, if they don't place anything down, we win. Okay, they do have an Arven. Surely get a Buddy Pop in here and you get 2 Ralts. That's got to be what you're doing here. I honestly can't think of anything else you do here unless you have some sort of really, like, weird... No, that's got to be what you're doing here. Rare Candy? You don't have anything on the floor, though. I don't know if he... Yeah, this is definitely someone that is not, let's just say not a veteran, because you do not get a Rare Candy when you have nothing on the bench, because I win the game next turn. Use genome hacking. Yeah, damage breakdown, Flare Parade. That's great. And we'll just get the knockout Flare Parade, and it's GG. So, quick, easy win. Really beautiful right there. I know I said I was going to do 3 games. This was an incredibly quick one. I'll probably do one more. You could see he already lost. But, oh, it's been 44 minutes of recording. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be it, though. I guess we're going to stop it there. That was a pretty good win right there. I mean, again, we just kind of clowned on him. That second game was really good. Now, I will say this. Yes, in this video, this deck looked incredible. It is one of those things that once you get going, it is great. If you are able to consistently have a Braixen or Delphox attacking, you should be doing no less than like 150 or 180 per turn, which for the most part two-shots everything. Now there are obviously the megas, which certain megas are going to tank a lot of hits, but again with Energy Crush, depending on what mega it is, you could still two-shot it. Having Energy Crush is great. Like I said, you could definitely throw in Nest Balls / level. You can really throw in multiple level balls in Buddy Buddy Poffins. You can take out something like the Air Balloon. I just like having those pivots, especially because you're in Expand. There's like going to be some Galar Mine kind of things going on. So having the Vacuum, having the Neutralization Zone, I think are really nice. I know I've seen people use Max Belt, and Max Belt is really good for certain damage calcs. But at the end of the day, going up to 290 with Flare Parade, it's not like Ethan's Typhlosion, where when you put a Max Belt on Ethan's Typhlosion, you are one-shotting everything that's not Mega'd. With Delphox's Flare Parade, it's not really happening. It's mainly for Energy Crush calculations that can get you to 300 or 350, which obviously going from 300 to 350 or 250 to 300 are massive differences. But when it comes to Neutralization Zone, I think it's solid. Honestly, not even joking, Hyper Aroma is not a bad call in this deck because of the fact that you're running the Barrel engine. Using Hyper Aroma to potentially get you, 2 Braixen and a Barrel isn't the worst thing in the world. Then the Luxray is just a really nice card to have. But overall, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, use the deck or check it out if you like. Hopefully they add another Delphox because the other Delphox card that is currently in Expanded is not, a good one. So this is the last new Delphox deck unless they make some really weird one or try to combine the two, which spoiler is probably not happening because they just run completely differently. But overall, I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, guys, have a great night.